Hey everyone, welcome to the originals. My name is Brett, and on today's episode, we're going to talk about Disney Plus. It's creeping up on 1 month after Disney Plus was released, and I figure it would be a good time to give you guys my thoughts, a review in other words, on the content, the user interface, and the overall experience as a whole. Also, if you'd like to check out my prior video on how cool it would be if The Mandalorian was Force sensitive, click on this. I'll also link it in the description down below if you'd rather watch it afterwards. Now, if I were to judge my experience with Disney Plus on the first day, I would likely have mostly negative things to say, as I wasn't even capable of accessing the account for the first 8 hours after purchase. Now, I won't go into this, however, as this phenomena has been well documented across the internet, and my experience certainly is not unique. But it's 1 month after Disney Plus, and I've continued to have problems. Let's start with the app. By the way, I'd love to hear what issues, if any, you have been having. Please let me know about them in the comments section below. If you've had zero issues, I'd love to hear about what you've been watching. Also, give my videos one of these and share this video on social networks because it helps a small channel like mine to grow. So there's this ongoing problem that I continue to have with the connectivity shared between the older generation Apple TV and my Disney Plus on my phone using the screen sharing feature. It's the only method that I've found that allows me to watch movies on my TV using my admittedly outdated hardware. Speaking of which, Apple, why is there no access to an app store on these older devices? I know you've added it to your newer ones. Why you gotta hold out on us, eh? Anyway, oftentimes my wife and I will be lounging on our couch, enjoying a movie after a long day of work, and we've pretty much exclusively been using Disney Plus since launch. Really, I don't think I've given Netflix, Hulu, Prime Video, or Apple TV Plus any love for at least a month or so. However, I did pay for them, so I'm sure they won't mind. So there we are, chilling on my couch, enjoying a classic animated children's film as fully grown adults do. No shame here. When suddenly the connection between my phone and the Apple TV is lost. Now, I would blame Apple since I am using an iPhone 11 and an Apple TV, but this doesn't happen with any other streaming service. I've tested them. Now, not only does it boot us out of the movie, but 80% of the time or so, it completely forgets the spot we were at. Conversely, I've never had this issue with Netflix, HBO Now, or Hulu, all of which I have used extensively, and they all seem to have their UI pretty much nailed down. Though this bug really is annoying, I must say it led to the discovery of Disney Plus's incredible scrub fast-forward feature. It allows me to practically pinpoint the exact moment we were just at, sometimes even falling on the exact word that they said before we lost connectivity. If I were a hat-wearing man, Disney, I would be tipping it to you right now. Very impressive tech that I wish I'd never had a need for. There is one other much less invasive bug that I'd like to discuss before we move on, and that is settings changes being completely ignored by the UI. The only setting that I've personally experienced this with is closed captioning. We turned it on, left it on for a movie or two, and then decided to turn it off for good, and the setting refuses to stick until I turned it off again. And it seems to have understood this time, but it just shows their overall unpreparedness for launch when issues that should have been resolved in beta continually crop up. Other than those oddities, the app does offer a continue watching section, which is one of my personal favorite features, especially on the apps for streaming hardware like Roku or Apple TV, which makes searching for something pretty arduous with those stupid little remotes without a keyboard on it. Again, I don't have the Disney Plus app on my Apple TV because Apple is refusing to update my hardware, but I know Netflix has a continue watching feature, and I know HBO Now does not, at least not in the Apple TV version. I did check HBO Now iOS app, and they have added a continue watching tab. I could go on and on about how frustrating it is that they haven't done this for the Apple TV, but this isn't a discussion about HBO Now. Now is it? What brings my family and I back to Disney Plus is the sheer volume of quality content that was instantly available. Purportedly over 7,000 television episodes and over 500 movies. And that's just at launch. Once contracts with Netflix expire, it will continue to grow and grow even further with new content that will be made exclusively for the service or after a certain amount of time in the theater. Even with the buggy launch day, the buggy UI, and the terrible customer service experience I've had so far, I continue to enjoy the experience of being able to select from any number of childhood memories that are made available through this service. These are memories that I intend to share with my baby boy and are experiences that I have loved sharing with my significant other after a stressful day at the office. Legitimately, I can log on to Disney Plus and within 2 minutes have searched for, decided what I want to watch, and be watching it. I can't say the same thing for Netflix, which historically has felt like an incessant headache almost every time I sat down to figure out what I wanted to watch. There is just so much disparity on Netflix, and it's on such a wide scale of quality that to settle on anything that you're not at least somewhat familiar with always feels like a gamble. It doesn't help that many of the major studios have resisted a deal with them, which has left Netflix to invest its money in creating its own original content. And boy, if that isn't hit or miss. It's for this purpose that I even bring up Netflix in the discussion of Disney Plus's quality as a streaming service. Disney has backlogged some 96 years of some of the highest quality content ever produced, and it's all available for the extremely affordable price of $7 a month. Even with some of the bugs I've personally been dealing with, your mileage may vary, I haven't had the urge to even open any of the other streaming services since Disney Plus launched. This is mostly because the other services are either going through a seasonal lull or perhaps they're not offering anything I'm personally currently fiendish for, but I can tell you that these services are now at war, all of them, and they have a real contender with Disney Plus. If you found this video insightful, informative, or entertaining and you would like to see more of my reviews or discussions in the future, there is a button down below that says subscribe. Next to that button, there is a bell, and if you click both of them, you'll get notified when my channel posts content. Thank you for sticking around, everybody. I will talk to you soon.